Welcome to Digital NeoLife Navigator, the podcast designed to take your network marketing skills to the next level. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned pro, we've got you covered with tips, tricks, and strategies that actually work. From mastering social media engagement to crafting irresistible emails, we spill the secrets that will help you stand out in the crowded digital space. Each episode dives deep into essential topics like building a personal brand, leveraging online tools, and creating content that converts. But that's not all. We bring in top industry experts to share their insights and success stories that will keep you motivated and inspired. So, if you're ready to elevate your network marketing journey and see real results, tune in to Digital NeoLife Navigator. Hit that subscribe button now and start navigating your way to digital success. Let's conquer the digital world together.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're diving deep into digital network marketing today.
Yeah.
And we're going to unpack everything you need to know about it. So we got some amazing resources that we're pulling from today, and we're going to really hit all the essential points. What exactly is it? How do you pick the right platform? How do you build a strong network?
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. Do you know that this actually blends online marketing strategies with the power of personal connections?
It's true. Yeah. And I think a lot of people get the wrong idea when they think of network marketing. They think of the old school kind of ways, but this is really something quite different and quite new.
Yeah.
So I think for our listeners, it's a really valuable deep dive to take.
So what is it then? Like you said, it's not the old school way. It's a new digital approach.
It is, yeah. And I think that the important thing to think about is that it leverages all the cool stuff we have online these days. The reach of these massive social media platforms.
Yeah.
Everyone uses email still, and webinars are becoming a bigger and bigger thing as well.
Uh-huh.
But it combines all of that with the trust that you build from personal connections.
Yeah. And, that to me is really interesting because that's kind of what separates it from just mass emailing a bunch of people you don't know. It's you're actually building those relationships, and then that trust leads to them being interested in what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great point.
So give me an example. Paint me a picture. Let's say I'm completely new to this.
Yeah.
What does that look like in action? Digital network marketing.
Okay. So imagine you're really passionate about a certain product, right?
Okay.
Let's say it's some kind of health supplement that you've been using.
Okay.
And it's really changed your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, instead of just telling your close friends and family about it,
right,
you decide to use the power of the internet to share that message with a wider audience. So maybe you start creating some content, short videos or blog posts talking about your experience with the supplement.
Okay.
And you share those on your social media platforms. You join online groups and forums where people are discussing health and wellness. And you start engaging in conversations, offering value and building relationships with people who might be interested in what you have to say.
Okay. So it's kind of becoming a micro influencer, but it's more about a specific product.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's that word of mouth, but amplified through all of these digital channels.
Okay. I'm starting to get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say I want to give this a shot. What are the skills? What do I need to actually be good at this?
Well, luckily for us, there are a lot of great resources out there, and some of the research we've done lists 5 really important skills.
Even to me, I'm ready.
Okay, so you've got to have good content creation skills.
Okay.
You've got to be able to make stuff that people want to look at that's engaging.
Makes sense.
You also need to know how to market on social media. This is kind of a given these days. And then email marketing as well.
Old school, but still important.
Still important.
Yeah.
And then lead generation, which we'll get into a little bit more.
Yeah, that one's interesting to me.
Yeah. And then probably the most important one is relationship building.
Okay, let's talk about lead generation for a second, because that's not something you hear a lot. You hear a lot about content creation and marketing, but what is lead generation?
So lead generation in this world is really all about finding people who are genuinely interested in what you're talking about. So it's not just blasting your message out to anyone and everyone. It's about attracting people who might actually be interested in what you're selling.
So how do you do that? What does that look like?
So there's a few different ways. I mean, one is just providing valuable content for free. So let's say you are selling that health supplement. Maybe you create a free ebook or a checklist or something like that.
Right.
With tips on healthy living, and you offer that in exchange for people's email addresses.
That makes sense.
You could also host webinars or online workshops where you share your expertise and, again, invite people to sign up so that you can follow up with them later. And the other thing is just being active in online communities.
Okay, so it's more about piquing their interest than like hitting them with a sales pitch right off the bat.
Exactly. And once you have someone's email address or you're connected with them on social media, then you can nurture that relationship over time by continuing to provide value and build trust.
Makes sense.
Mm.
Okay, cool. So let's say I've got all these skills. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to dive in. How do I pick the right platform or the right company to partner with for this?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's really important to take your time with this step. It's not something you want to rush into
Right.
because you're essentially choosing a business partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you're aligning yourself with a company that shares your values, that offers high-quality products or services, and that has a good reputation.
So how do you know? Like, is it just the flashy marketing stuff, or what do you look for?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to just go based on the marketing. So dig a little deeper look beyond the surface.
Okay.
Research the company's history. Read reviews from other people who have worked with them. See what their training and support systems are like, because that's going to be really important for your success.
Uh-huh.
And then, crucially, you want to really carefully examine their compensation plan.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because some companies prioritize recruitment over individual sales, and that's not always the best model.
Right. It's kind of like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to make sure that the compensation plan is fair and that it rewards you for your efforts in a sustainable way.
Okay, so do your research.
Do your research, yeah.
Find a company that aligns with you.
Yeah,
Avoid those get-rich-quick schemes.
exactly. Yeah, you'll thank yourself later.
All right, so we've chosen our company. We know what we're doing. We've got our skills down. Now, how do I actually go out there and build my network?
So this is where it gets really exciting because you're actually starting to put everything into practice.
Uh-huh.
But I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make in network marketing is that they focus on quantity over quality.
Right, yeah, I've heard that.
They think it's all about getting as many followers as possible.
Yeah, like 10,000 followers doesn't mean 10,000 customers.
Exactly. And in fact, it's much more effective to have a smaller network of people who are genuinely engaged with your content, who trust you, who share your values.
Well, how do you do that? How do you find those people?
Well, I think the best way to start is to think about where you already connect with like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
So are there any online communities that you're a part of?
Okay.
Are there any social media groups that you really enjoy engaging in?
Yeah.
Are there any local events or meetups that you go to where you could potentially meet people who might be interested in what you have to offer?
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, and once you've identified those spaces, it's
Yeah.
all about being authentic, being yourself, providing value, and building those relationships organically.
Okay. And like, how much time do you think people should be spending doing this every day?
That's a great question, and I think it really varies depending on the person and their goals.
Right.
But I would say that consistency is key.
Okay.
So even if you can only dedicate 30 minutes a day to network marketing activities, that's better than doing like a big push one day and then nothing for a week.
Right.
So find a schedule that works for you and stick to it.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to experiment with different platforms and different strategies to see what works best for you.
Yeah, it's all about like, figuring out what works for you.
Exactly.
That's great. So let's do a quick recap for our listeners today because we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
So digital network marketing is essentially blending online marketing with personal connections.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's about building those relationships, creating that trust, and then sharing what you're passionate about.
Exactly.
And success in this really comes down to a few key things.
Yeah.
So you got to have the right skills, content creation, lead generation, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You got to find the right platform, the right company that aligns with you.
Absolutely.
And then building that network of engaged connections. It's not just about the numbers.
Yeah. That's really key, I think.
And I think it's important to remember, like you said, that quality over quantity is really important here.
It is, yeah.
So now that we've gone over all that, like what's something our listeners should keep in mind as they sort of move forward with this?
Well, I think it's really important to remember that you're not just selling a product or a service.
Okay.
You're selling yourself.
That's a good point, yeah.
So think about what makes you unique.
Yeah.
What are your strengths? What are your interests? And how can you leverage those to stand out in the crowded world of digital network marketing?
Yeah, I love that.
Because people buy from people they know, like, and trust.
Absolutely.
So be yourself, be authentic, be passionate, and the rest will follow.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So that's our deep dive on digital network marketing. Hopefully you guys got a lot of great information from this. I know I did.
Me too.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
If your online presence looks like a ghost town, you're missing out big time. Let's change that. This is the Digital NeoLife Navigator, your go-to podcast for turning clicks into customers. We've got tips, tricks, and insider secrets to skyrocket your NeoLife business and products online. Whether you're a digital newbie or a seasoned guru, there's always something fresh to learn. But don't just take our word for it. Hit that subscribe button now and join our vibrant community of NeoLife enthusiasts. Stay updated with our latest episodes packed with actionable advice and inspiring success stories. Remember, in the world of digital marketing, information is power. And here at Digital NeoLife Navigator, we empower you to navigate the online landscape with confidence and creativity. So go ahead, subscribe now, and let's navigate the digital waves together. Until next time, keep pushing boundaries and making things happen. See you on the next episode, NeoLife Navigators.